Ottish.com. Learn anywhere, anytime.
Excuse me, can I have your attention? Thank you so much for paying attention to me, and you are welcome in this video. I am here to discuss on a topic. The topic is drawing conclusions and implications and giving recommendations from research. Okay, drawing conclusion, providing implications, providing or deriving, better say, providing drawing conclusion, then deriving implications and giving or supporting with and giving recommendations from research. Okay, and giving recommendations from the research. Research is a process of generating new ideas. Research is a process of validating the existing knowledge. Research is also a form of updating or modifying the existing theories, assumptions and insights. It is a process to explore the unexplored. Research is systematic, research is rigorous, research is scientific, research is empirical, research is verifiable, research is data-based. We find a number of characteristics of research which we already discussed in the earlier videos. Okay. Research is a systematic process. It is a process begins with the selection of problem. So at first we need to select the problem on which we want to carry out a study. What to study then? Why to study? How to study? What to study? An issue or a problem. How to study? By following appropriate methodology. Why? To fulfill the objectives. So any research work has three concerns at first. Okay, what to study? I mean issue or problem. We can say the title of our study. We need to select a topic or a title. For a research. Then why to study? To answer the research questions, to fulfill objectives, or to address research questions. Okay, to address research questions. And how to study? How? We study by using method, by following method, design and the procedures. These are the three keys we must understand in a research. Okay, in a systematic process of undertaking or doing language research, we can select an area of our interest. Okay, we can select an area of our interest. We need to select the problem and state the problem clearly. Why is it? What is to do with it? Why it is important to study? How could it or how would it contribute to the field concerned? Select an area of our interest. Then we need to specify the problem. Okay, specify the problem as a part of research. We select the problem at first and we need to specify how it has been a problem. Then we need to make a plan, comprehensive plan and prepare for the research. Then we have to plan and prepare for research, making necessary preparation. For example, setting up the objectives. For example, formulating objectives, research questions. Okay, we need to plan and prepare for the research is to formulating the objectives, developing research questions, deciding participants, deciding tools, research questions, deciding participants or sample participants, take a decision on sample. Likewise, deciding tools to collect the data, okay, etc. So plan and prepare for research. Setting up objectives, formulating research question, deciding the participants, or fixing up the sample size, and planning for the research tools. Then we need to collect the data. In order to carry out research. After we collect the data, we make analysis and interpretation. There we use different approaches like descriptive analysis, thematic analysis, critical analysis, statistical analysis, and interpretation. Analysis and interpretation of data. After we collect, then we derive the findings, isn't it? We derive findings. After that, we derive findings, and after we get the findings, then draw conclusion. We need to draw conclusion, draw implications, get insights which are usable in other areas, and next one is to provide recommendation. Outline nainara structure we follow this sort of outline. We follow these different processes while doing a research. Select an area of our interest, problem or issue, then we specify the problem. Why do we need to study on this? Make a plan and prepare for research. For that we can we set our objectives, we formulate certain research questions, we select the research area and sample, and prepare the tools to elicit the data. And we collect the data, analyze, interpret, draw findings, conclusions, and conclusion, implications, and recommendation. So here in your topic you see the conclusion, how to draw conclusion. This conclusion is the gist. Conclusion, in other words, we can say gist. It is critical summary. It is a critical summary of the findings, or it is assessment of the process employed and the outcomes. Assessment of the process as well as the outcome is conclusion. Conclusion is very important because it gives information in brief. It presents explicit information. It it provides the central message that we get from the research process. Central message that we get from the research process. Conclusion is necessary in research in order to convince, in order to inform the readers. I mean, readers quickly get the general picture as well as the gist of the findings of the research. When they read out the conclusion. For example, you can write, from the findings above, I come to conclude that, or The overall findings enabled me to draw some conclusions of the study. I come to understand activity is a part of exercise and teacher can set different exercises. However, question answer based exercise was the most common in case of my participant in this study. तपाईं त्यसरी चाहिँ नि कन्क्लुजन लेख्न सक्नुहुन्छ, कन्क्लुजन दिन सक्नुहुन्छ. I mean to say we need to learn specific ways to write the conclusion. Conclusion must be specific. It has to avoid redundancy, unnecessary detail. Conclusion should project the intention of the objective. It should debrief the method and it should critically evaluate or assess the findings, and it should also show the researcher's reflexivity. And it is the presentation of researchers reflection after the study. Okay, presentation of researchers reflection, researchers realization, researchers feeling, and researchers true learning after doing the research. What are the ways to write conclusion? Some tips for writing conclusion. Let's see. Okay, some tips for I share you some tips for writing conclusion. While writing the conclusion, we need to summarize the main points of the study. We have to summarize the main points of the research, main points of the study in brief. Summarize भन्ने बित्तिकै in brief, the economic way of presenting main points. Then we can review the research method. Okay, we can review the methods used in the study. I used qualitative method and it helped me to bring in-depth discussion, so I became able to present the real story of the teachers in this study. You can say in such a way. So review the methods used in conclusion. Likewise, we can debrief the findings. You don't copy your findings in as it is form, but you may interpret the message of the findings. What does the study signify? त्यो कुरालाई debrief गर्ने. What does the study signify? Then we can discuss some broader implications of the study. Discuss some broader implication. For example, policy related, practice related, for the research related, some broader implications. I mean, how would the study contribute in the field of teaching and learning, in the field of ELT? That sort of things can be written over there. Then we need to communicate what we have realized after the study. In writing conclusion, we have to communicate what we have realized, what we realized after the study. Okay, what we have realized after the study, and we can offer some suggestions for further implications. In our conclusion, we can offer some suggestions, some recommendations. These are the practical tips for writing conclusion. So conclusion is not copying the finding or not repeating whatever has been made in the earlier section, but it is reflection, it is assessment, and it is the realization. For example, you can see the findings. You can write like this: the findings presented above enable may to draw the conclusion that learner centered methods are really productive to enhance learner participation in learning. You can go in such a way. यसरी हामी लेख्न सकियो. We can assess the findings, and we can also share our experiences too. Generally, conclusion is written within 2 paragraphs. But in a research article, if the length is quite restricted, if there is word limit, then at that time you can conclude within a single paragraph. In thesis, we write conclusion generally within 2 paragraphs. This is the way we write conclusion. And what about the implication? Implication means what could be the utilization of the study.